Teyana Taylor is often seen as the perfect modern woman. She's talented, driven, stunning, and full of strength. But behind the confident smile, beautiful voice, and picture-perfect body is a woman who has been through a lot more than meets the eye. If you take a closer look, you'll find a story full of emotional neglect, heartbreak, and the pressure to be everything for everyone, all hidden under the label of loyalty. For years, Teyana and Iman Shumpert looked like the perfect power couple. They had the chemistry, the talent, the fame, and 2 beautiful kids. But as time went on, it became clear that behind their glamorous life, things were quietly falling apart. The more we look into what happened, the more we're left wondering, why did Teyana stay? What did she give up trying to hold it together? And now that she's moved on, will she finally break the cycle or fall into the same pattern again? To understand her choices, we need to go back to the beginning. In the early 2000s, Teyana started dating NBA player Brandon Jennings. At one point in 2010, they even got engaged. Teyana once shared in an interview that she waited until 2 years after their engagement to be intimate with him, because she wanted to be sure he was the one. But in 2013, everything changed. She found out through gossip blogs that her friend Tay Heckard had been secretly seeing Brandon behind her back. Teyana was heartbroken. She later said she didn't even consider Tay a real friend, but the betrayal still hurt. Brandon tried to play down the relationship, acting like it wasn't a big deal, but to Teyana, it was a major wake-up call. Still, after the pain passed, she moved on and eventually started dating Iman Shumpert. Teyana and Iman got married in 2016, and over time, they became known for their deep connection and sensual chemistry. Teyana even shared publicly that they sometimes invited others into their relationship, something she also sang about in her song 3-Way. For some couples, that kind of openness can work, but often, it's a sign of something deeper. Sometimes, people agree to things they're uncomfortable with out of fear of being left, fear of not being enough, or fear of losing love altogether. Despite their bold and open public image, rumors of Iman cheating never really went away. From leaked messages to whispers on social media, the stories kept popping up. But instead of leaving, Teyana stayed. She defended him. She protected their image. She wanted to believe in what they had, maybe for herself, maybe for their kids, or maybe because she didn't want to admit it was falling apart. It wasn't until she filed for divorce that she confirmed he had cheated on her, and not just once. She had kept it quiet for years. But by the time she came forward, it was clear she had reached her emotional limit. In 2020, Teyana announced her retirement from music, saying the industry had let her down. But fans also noticed something else: she looked tired. Her usual spark was gone. And when someone gives their all for too long in a relationship that takes more than it gives, that exhaustion shows up, not just emotionally, but physically too. This kind of emotional burnout is common for women in imbalanced relationships. When you constantly pour into others but don't feel seen or supported in return, you lose parts of yourself. Psychologists call it self-abandonment, and it's often rooted in early childhood experiences, which brings us back to Teyana's past. Teyana was born on December 10, 1990, and raised by a single mom in Harlem, New York. Her dad spent the first 13 or 14 years of her life in prison. And while her mom gave her love and support, that kind of fatherly absence shapes a child. You learn early not to expect people to stay. You feel like you have to earn love. You wait for someone who never comes, and you learn to keep quiet about your pain. When her dad finally got out of prison, Teyana tried to build a relationship with him. But it didn't go well. He tried to act like a father and give orders, but she wasn't about to take advice from someone who had missed most of her life. She told Angie Martinez in an interview that she resented him for not being there, for not protecting her, for letting her down. Later, when her mother's fiancé came into the picture, he gave her a sense of stability. But even that was taken from her when he was tragically murdered. Teyana was still a child. All those losses, her father, her stepfather figure, created a deep emotional wound. A part of her may have learned that love doesn't last, and that even the good ones leave. So when she met someone like Iman, charming, inconsistent, sometimes present, sometimes not, it may have felt familiar. She may not have realized she was repeating an old emotional pattern. And when the cheating rumors came, maybe she thought it was just part of what love looked like. That to keep a man, you had to fight for him even if that fight hurt you. Let's also talk about the power dynamics in their relationship. While Iman had an NBA career, it was Teyana who was the creative force. She was in movies, music, fashion. She was winning awards, walking red carpets, and building her own legacy. But in her divorce papers, she admitted Iman didn't always support that. In fact, she said he was jealous of her spotlight. Many women dim their light to keep their partner from feeling insecure. They quiet their wins, downplay their strengths, and shrink themselves to keep the peace. That's called mirroring, matching your energy to your partner's comfort level. But doing that for too long can make you feel invisible in your own life. When Teyana finally ended things in 2023, she still called Iman her best friend. She didn't share the full truth until later in court documents. According to emotional abuse studies, that's common. People often try to protect their ex even after leaving, especially when the relationship was long and complicated. Now, it seems Teyana may have found new love. In early 2025, she was seen with actor Aaron Pierre. A few months later, they were spotted kissing, and Aaron even appeared in her music video. Some fans think this is her fresh start. Others worry she's rushing into something that looks a little too familiar. Aaron seems grounded, private, artistic, thoughtful. But so did Iman at first. And that's where things get tricky. The most dangerous kind of rebound isn't the casual fling, it's the one that feels deeper, smarter, safer until it isn't. If you haven't healed, you might keep choosing the same kind of person in a different body. People repeat patterns until they choose not to. If Teyana doesn't process what she went through with Iman, there's a chance she might go through it again even if the man is different. Real healing takes time. It means facing the pain, not running from it. And it means realizing that love shouldn't cost you your peace. Teyana Taylor is strong. But strength also means knowing when to stop fighting for something that hurts you. It means learning to shine without shrinking for someone else. And most of all, it means choosing yourself fully and completely no matter what. And there you have it. Teyana Taylor's journey isn't just one of love and heartbreak, it's a story about strength, identity, and growth. From early wounds in childhood to high-profile betrayals in adulthood, she's been through the kind of emotional roller coaster many women can relate to but few talk about publicly. On the outside, she's always been fierce, creative, and beautiful. But behind the scenes, she's also been someone who gave too much in relationships that didn't give enough back. She tried to protect the image of a perfect love, even when her heart was breaking behind closed doors. She dimmed her light so others could shine. She stayed quiet about things that hurt her, hoping love would heal them. But sometimes, silence keeps the pain alive longer. Now, we see her entering a new chapter with Aaron Pierre. Is it real love? Maybe. Is it a fresh start? Possibly. But the truth is, healing isn't about finding someone new. It's about finally choosing yourself without apology. And that's the part we hope Teyana embraces moving forward. Because no matter how strong a woman appears, she still deserves someone who shows up for her fully. Not just when it's convenient. Not just for the public eye. But someone who sees her, values her, and supports her dreams without jealousy or control. Teyana's story reminds us that it's okay to love, to try, to fight, but it's also okay to walk away. Especially when staying means losing yourself. So whether she finds lasting love with Aaron or simply learns to love herself in deeper ways, we're rooting for her. Not for the picture-perfect couple moments or the red carpet appearances, but for her peace, her freedom, and her growth. Because at the end of the day, the real glow-up isn't in who you're with. It's in how you finally learn to show up for yourself. So now I want to hear from y'all. Do you think Teyana is truly breaking the cycle? Is this her chance to finally get the love she deserves, or is she still repeating old patterns in a different form? And do you think women like her who've been through emotional exhaustion and public betrayal can ever fully trust again? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'll be reading them all. And if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. We've got more powerful stories coming soon, and you won't want to miss a single one. Until next time, stay real, stay kind, and most importantly, take care of your heart. Peace.